Hello everyone, Garrett197 here, and this is Gunpla Watch. This segment tells you all about the newest releases and restocks for this month in the world of Gunpla. Destroying your budget one model kit at a time. And please set your GP base because we're kicking off with the newest Build Fighter kits. On the 13th, we're getting the high-grade Build Fighter Gym Sniper K9. And alongside that, we're also getting a separate Build Custom K9 Dog Pack. Then, a week later on the 20th, we're getting the Cubile Papillon. And if 144 scales just aren't your thing, don't worry, Build Fighters has you covered again with the Master Grade Sengoku Astray Gundam. And let's say that Master Grade just isn't exquisite enough for you. Well, February has you covered. A week earlier, we're also getting the gold-plated and, as a consequence, super expensive Master Grade Unicorn Gundam Unit 3 Phoenix. Or Phoenix if you want to pronounce it the Japanese way. But for now, let's take a step back and look at the remaining 144 scales we're getting. On the 6th, we're getting, finally, the high-grade Cosmic Era Ailstrike Gundam. A mobile suit that was really in need of an upgrade. Then on the 20th, we're getting the high-grade 21st Century Dryson and Dobenwolf, both double Zeta Gundam versions. We were gonna get them sooner or later, and I guess that time is now. Then, last but definitely not least, on the 26th, we're getting the new Thunderbolt kits. First of all, the most important one, the high mobility type Zaku Psycho Zaku. And then we're also getting the normal Zaku 2 as a separate release. Though I wouldn't quite recommend that thing. And then for some reason the ball isn't listed on the official release schedule for one reason or another. Maybe because that thing is considered as a special release because it comes with a manga. But my guess is that we're gonna get this thing on the... well, we're gonna get it on the 26th as well. Because this was all for the new releases, and when we look at the restocks, we're also getting all the Gundam Thunderbolt kits as a restock on the 26th. So, logic would dictate that we're also going to get that ball at least somewhere around the 26th. And then while you're at it, you might want to pick up some of the restocks, because what is better than a Gundam that has its own umbrella? Then, if there weren't enough Build Fighter kits for you this month yet, well then rejoice, because there are also a bunch of restocks. On the 6th, we're getting the Build Strike Gundam full package. Then alongside that, we're getting the Build Booster, then the Zaku Amazing, the Amazing Booster, Gundam X Mao, Build Gundam Mark II, and then alongside that, of course, also the Build Booster Mark II. Then on the 13th, we're getting the Matsuri Weapon Pack if you just need a little bit extra punch, the Meteor Hopper if you want a little bit more speed, and on the 20th, we're getting the Kempfer Amazing if you just want to be fabulous completely. Then going on with the high-grade Universal Centuries and the Master Grades, as always, there are two very good links below. The Google Translated, which is pretty good, and the original Japanese one, because unfortunately, there are always a lot of high-grade Universal Centuries and Master Grades being restocked, but here are a few of the highlights. For high-grade Universal Centuries, the biggest highlight for me are the bundles. On the 20th, we're getting the G3 versus Char's Rigdom, featuring, of course, the RX-783 and Char's Rigdom. Pretty obvious. Then we're also getting the Zaku Ground War set, featuring one Zaku, two M61 main battle tanks, and two Wappas, or those hovercraft thingies. Also a few tiny soldiers included for both sides. Then on the 26th, we're getting the Griffios War set, including the Gundam Mark II, the Hyaku Shiki. Unfortunately, those two don't come with anything. Well, nothing special. It's just the Mark II. We don't get the glider or the Super Gundam, just the Mark II, plain and simple. The Hyaku Shiki also doesn't come with the giant bazooka. And then the Zeta Gundam as well. Then the final bundle kit we're getting is the Jaburo Capture Operation, featuring Charles Zagok, Agai, and agog. Then a few other ones I'm just going to mention. For restocks, well, we got a few new high grades, so we're also gonna get their older counterparts restocked. Well, I say old, but these restocks include the Dovin Wolf and the Gym Sniper 2, which of course aren't exactly old kits. Then other honorable mentions include the Sinanju, the Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode, the High New, Normal New, and of course much, much more. Then for the Master Grades, we're getting a lot of the 2.0s restocked, not all of them. One that I can immediately say that isn't getting a restock, unfortunately, is Johnny Raiden's Zaku 2 High Mobility type. Which is a shame, because we're getting the other High Mobility type Zaku's, just not Johnny Raiden's version. And then perhaps the most flashy of the restocks, the Titanium Finish Sinanju. We're also getting the normal Sinanju. And then we're also getting the new Gundam version Katoki. And to wrap up the official restocks, we're not just getting mobile suits this month, we're also going to get a few action bases, add-on kits such as hand spikes, verniers, and lots of more goodies. One thing I also got to mention is a restock change. The Gym Sniper is not getting released in February, well, restocked in February, but it has been moved to March, so we're gonna have to wait one more month to get our hands on the Gym Sniper. Finally, finishing up the video are a few unofficial restocks. Why unofficial? Well, because these are getting restocked this month according to a few hobby stores, but they are not listed on the official release schedule. And the first one I'm going to mention will immediately show you that you might want to take these with a grain of salt, because it's, once again, the 160 scale Shining Gundam to start off big. And if you watched last month's episode, you'll probably remember that that one was also mentioned back then. So, you know, we might get it this month, but it might just be postponed yet another month. Two more kits that were also mentioned last month were the high grade and master grade Strike Noir. Unfortunately, they are once again mentioned now because, well, the latest news is that they're getting restocked this month. Just like the Shining Gundam, might be this month, might be next month. Another unofficial one is the high grade Slaughter Dagger. And then for a little bit more G Gundam goodness, we should be getting the 1/100 scales with most of the old 1/100 scales, excluding the hyper modes. And then the final 1/100 scale that should be getting a restock but is not mentioned on the official release schedule is the Master Grade Build Strike Gundam full package. And since we're getting the Sengoku with Stray Gundam, it does make a lot of sense that we would see a restock of that Master Grade this month. Then a line that's also getting a big restock is the RG line. We're getting the Zeta Gundam, Strike Freedom, the GPO-1 Full Vernian, and the RX-78-2. And what better way to end this video than with a few perfect grades. We're getting the Strike Gundam, the Strike Freedom, the Astray Red Frame, the 00 Razor, and the Zaku 2 normal release. And that was all the Gunpla for this month. It once again looks like it's going to be a great month for Gunpla. And if something is missing, or you think that something really should have been included here, or if there's an old kit getting a restock that I didn't mention, leave a comment down below. I'll put up an annotation link or a note or whatever right here, speech bubble, whatever I can do. And while you're in those comment sections, don't forget to post a comment on which model kit you are really looking forward to this month, or model kits. For me personally, well, if you guys know me, it should already be quite obvious, of course, the Gym Sniper 2 K9. Though I gotta admit, I'm probably gonna build it as the normal Gym Sniper 2, if that is possible, but just with a much more realistic color scheme. Other one I'm really stoked for is the double Zeta version of the Dovin Wolf. I've been looking high and low for years for the old 80s model kit, but I guess it's now a good thing I wasn't able to find it, because I'm now gonna get it in all of its high grade goodness. I'm also getting two Gym Quells. Don't think I mentioned that this guy was getting a restock, but we're also getting the Gym Quell. And finally, really excited about the new Ailstrike Gundam. It was about time. And then to conclude this video, let's end it with one I'm really not excited about. The Zaku 2, the normal separate release. I had this thing pre-order, but then when I built the one, well, this one that was included with the big gun set, my excitement kind of vanished, and so did my pre-order. Well, that's all for this episode of Gunpla Watch, and stay tuned for next month.